Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Monday weather update recorded on the 23rd of September. Let's get into the forecast. We've got westerly winds to kick off this week. They're not too bad, but a little bit breezy through central parts of the country and around the top of the North Island. The main feature is the low pressure storm south of New Zealand. That's about to drive in some windier weather and a cold front coming through for Tuesday, but an even bigger cold front is coming in towards the end of the week around Thursday and Friday, and then clears the country on Saturday morning. So we're going to cover that. And in between these two cold fronts, we've got some high pressure briefly visiting the country. So let's get into the forecast, and this is how we're going to look this evening. 8 o'clock this evening, here comes the next burst of rain and snow for the mountains as that next cold front comes on in. So let me animate this. It's a very quick animation, but you'll see the rain and the snow here in white as it moves up the island across Tuesday. Falls apart though as it moves into the North Island, so only a few showers likely to make it into the top. And by 8 o'clock tomorrow night, not as wet around New Zealand, but still a few showers and colder weather certainly around the bottom of New Zealand. This is the bigger picture of what I've just explained. So this is overnight, 2 o'clock in the morning. There is the cold front moving up the west coast. High pressure up to the north here. So let's animate the next 48 hours showing Tuesday and Wednesday. You'll see the rain move up, fall apart, and then the high rolls in closer. But if you live in the lower part of the country, you probably notice that the winds carry on in the south here. Another big low pressure storm tracking to the south. So that encourages another burst of windier weather and rain, because that is the next cold front, and this is a bigger one coming through on Thursday and Friday. So we'll talk about Thursday and Friday in a second. Let's kick off though with Tuesday's weather. That cold front falls apart moving up New Zealand, but we do see the southwesterly winds blowing around the country. So they'll be brisk in exposed places, marine gales here and there, and obviously the showers coming through. Most of them are around Southland and Otago. Some of them carry on along both coastlines, mostly along the western side of the country though, and not very much wet weather if you live at the top of New Zealand or the eastern side, at least of the North Island. It's pretty dry along the eastern side of the South Island as well, but a few showers do pass over there as we go through the day. Temperatures, well, they're down a degree or two for the lower part of the South Island. They are up a degree or two for central parts of the country, and certainly in the east and the north here, it is getting warmer than average. And of course, this is not your local temperature map. This just shows you the guide around the country. If you need to drill down deeper, please go to our website or app. Let's have a look now at Wednesday. So the high is in charge, rolling on Wednesday. Might be a couple of lingering showers out here around Mahia Peninsula, Gisborne area. Otherwise, they're being pushed out to sea as that high starts to come on in. Also, a little bit of wet weather down around Fiordland and mild northwesterly. So after the cold front of Tuesday, Wednesday sees those temperatures lifting back up again. And by Thursday, warmer weather carries on. Windy nor'westers here, moving up New Zealand. Could be severe gales being issued by Met Service as far as weather warnings are concerned. And on the west coast, there could be rain warnings issued as this cold front starts to set on in. And it's not just a cold front. We've got little pockets of low pressure in here, stuck between high number 1 and high number 2 that is off the screen. So a bit of low pressure, and on top of that, the subtropical winds means that that band of rain there could have some heavy falls in it and some thunderstorms as well. And of course, the windy weather ahead of it, strong to gale force northwesterlies. So Friday, interesting day on Friday, because one half of the country is different to the other half. So northern New Zealand, you've got the mild subtropical winds coming down, and if they're not subtropical, a windy mild northwesterly. The cold front moves in during probably late morning for the lower part of the island, and then crosses over the rest of the North Island later into Friday and Friday night. Then as you drop down into the South Island, behind the cold front is the colder air. So winter conditions around places like Queenstown. There'll be snow on the mountains and ranges once again. In fact, snow on some of the hills as well at lower levels. Colder winds coming through for Southland and Otago. This is not a major cold event though. When you track the origins of the isobars, they're coming from just south of Tasmania, so not quite an Antarctic blast, that's for sure. But still, temperatures are dropping as we go through Friday. And by Saturday, look at the cold front. Very clear to see the cold front as it moves up, stuck between high number 1 and high number 2. So the placement of those highs will affect the placement of that front on Saturday, which means it might be a little further south over the top of the North Island, or it could also clear away a little bit earlier. But that's the front moving through on Saturday if you're seeing rain or showers in your local forecast. Still colder in the lower South Island. In fact, we are expecting to see some frosty weather, and then high number 2 is rolling in. If I'm not wrong, I believe the school holidays are coming back again, so hopefully that high pressure zone is timing itself for that. So we'll have more information about the school holidays and the upcoming weather in our next video. We'll see you tomorrow again on Tuesday.